Okay, the first question is, what role did you play with the development of Just Press Play?
So I took over Just Press Play last year. The original idea came from Eloise Oizon, and then I started in November, and my role was very much communication coordinator and production lead. So basically working with everybody, keeping everybody on track, knowing a little bit of what everybody was doing, and trying to be chief cat herder and also chief communications officer, the person who goes out and speaks at conferences and talks to the press and stuff like that.
So you're basically the head of it almost?
I wouldn't say that because it's a very collaborative process. So Professor Oizon's, very much the lead on the design, both the game design and the graphic design. And I'd say that we've been partners really in terms of leading this. That I do more of the stuff that's organizational, and she does more of the stuff that's creative.
Oh, okay. Okay, second question. What do you think of the current project?
Well, I'm kind of biased.
Yeah.
So I think right now the core concept and what we're doing is awesome. I think that we're doing exactly the right thing in terms of content.
Yeah.
I think that there's still a lot of rough edges on the technology and the interface, which is to be expected in something that's only really had less than 6 months of development time with a very small team. So I am excited about the initial response to it, and I am overwhelmed by the amount of work we have to do to actually get it to the point where we could make this available to other people as well.
Yeah. Okay. And final question. How do you think Just Press Play could be improved? Like, what additions do you think could be made to it?
I think we need to work a lot on the user interface components of it, making it clearer to people what options there are for them to do and how it works. So that's one piece of it. There are a bunch of bugs in it that still need to be squashed, which is normal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen games in their beta phases before, and,
yeah.
and the whole point is that there are broken things and you have to fix the broken things. Part of what needs to change, though, is going to come from us talking to the players and saying, what's working, what's not working,
Yep.
what are you enjoying, what are you not enjoying, what do you wish we had more of. And that's going to be really our next phase, is starting to talk to people once they've had a couple of weeks to look at it and say, what do you wish was in there? One of the things that we're going to be doing with the game is once you move up in level, you'll be able to contribute achievements into the system.
Oh, that's cool.
So the idea is that it starts with a bunch of core content that we've created, but it becomes self-sustaining over time as students say, man, I wish somebody had told me, that you could do X, right?
Yeah.
And I have students who contact me all the time now who are alumni who say, why aren't you teaching students to do this? I would love it if they could just put an achievement in the system, right? Reward the students for learning to use GitHub or, whatever technology they happen to think right now is particularly cool.
Yeah.
Reward them for going to a conference that they've discovered that's really interesting. So down the road, we want to do a lot more of that, a lot more user-generated content into the system where users aren't just players, but they're also creators.
Well, it's still in beta, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that's what.
So I would actually say it says beta. I would argue it's really alpha,
Oh,
right?
okay.
I mean, this is really, really, really early in the process. So there's a whole lot that's going to change and get added.
That's what the beta and the alpha versions are for, is for testing and
Exactly.
fixing bugs and
What
stuff.
do you guys think of it? I'm going to turn the interview around on you. Do you like it? Are you playing?
He's not an IGM, so he can't play. He just can't. But I'm an IGM, and I thought, I'm an IGM. But I think it's pretty cool. I think the idea is very fascinating. How you're giving people like real life achievements sort of thing. So you're getting them out of the dorm to do things with other people, and if they want to, they can still do individual things. I think that's really cool, and I like the whole idea. I think there is some stuff that can be added, like if it was going more towards an actual game, the user interface could be fixed a little bit. But I think it's really cool how it's like real life achievements. It's really like that in movies and stuff, in videos, when you see stuff being achievement unlocked for someone really doing something, it's like that almost.
Yeah, well that was the goal. And down the road, I mean, once we get the RFID stuff working, which there are some technical challenges, the reader part actually all works. You may have actually tried some of the readers in the labs. They will beep and we're recording it and everything, but the problem is there are issues on the back end with getting that information into our server properly.
Oh, okay.
Once we solve that, we're going to be able to do a lot of really cool things with those RFID things, of like actually activating the environment, right? That there might might be a screen on the wall, and when you check in, it might say, achievement unlocked.
Oh, that'd be cool.
10 weeks in a row in the lab, stuff like that. So we really want to try to physically activate the spaces, not just virtually. So
Yeah, to give it more of an interactive feel.
Yep. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to start making buttons that represent some of the achievements. So when you get certain achievements, you'll actually get a physical badge to
Oh,
go
that's
with
cool.
it, not just an electronic one. So.
Oh, sounds like you got a lot of ideas to improve it.
Oh, we have the problem is never enough ideas, right?
Oh, yeah.
So this week when Professor Goodman showed the extra credits video, right, where he talked about ideas for game design, and one of the things he says is, ideas are not the problem, right? Everybody has ideas. It's
Yeah.
the how do you take those ideas and operationalize them, and that's when it starts to get hard.
Yeah.
So if anything, our problem is we have too many ideas, and we have to figure out how to do. When we launched, I was talking to some friends of mine at Yahoo, who said that one of the phrases that they use a lot is minimum viable product, right? I mean, when you launch, what's the minimum set of stuff that you can launch with to make it a viable product? Because what you want is to throw everything in there. You've got all these ideas. But realistically, going with the minimum viable product allows you to get something stable out there and then iterate. So we're trying to remember that and not throw the kitchen sink in. So, okay?
Oh, yep. Thank
We
you
good?
very much.
My pleasure. And your name is?
I'm Joe.
Nice to meet you,
Nice
Joe.
to meet you.
What program are you in?
I'm electrical engineering.
Okay.
Yeah. It's my friend of Sven's, so.
You want to get food, so